We are back with another Marvel Mystic Mayhem character breakdown. Today we're looking at Scarlet Witch. She's hero type Mystic Arts, which makes sense, spellcaster, yes. Striker, which means a ranged attack damage type. Now, Scarlet Witch is a little harder to unlock. She's a 3-star unlock at the beginning of the game, which has a lesser percent chance of pulling in your orbs or your keys or whatever you call it in this game. We're going to go through her kit here, see her abilities, and let you be the judge if her abilities match the comic book lore of her, and if Marvel Mystic Mayhem did this character justice as far as IP. All right, let's start with the passive. Here we have Altered Outcome. The passive ability, crit damage increases by 1.2% for every 1% crit rate up to 50% crit rate. So this is saying when you increase your crit rate chance, the chance at performing a crit attack, this will increase the damage of those crit damages from that crit hit. Wow, that's a lot of hit crit rate damage words altogether. Anyway, basically saying if you increase the chance of your crits, you're going to increase the damage for that crit rate. So that plays into exactly another one of her buffs. Her special here, Call of Chthon. Gain extra crit rate for 10 seconds, regardless of passive ability. Now, here's a gripe I have just with the layout of these hero details and the abilities. It doesn't actually tell you right here what your extra crit rate is, how much percentage you get, which makes your passive impossible to know how much damage is going to be increased based off of this buff for 10 seconds. So I find it really strange that they don't give all the information in this area. But if you go into details and then into the skills, you can find this buff here where it tells you 31%. I leveled this up from level 1 to level 2. It was 30% was your base level 1 percentage. Now it's level 31% at level 2. So for 10 seconds, you gain 31% crit rate, which is great. And with her passive, it will increase her crit damage by about 32%, because it's a 1.2%. So for every crit rate. So then up to a maximum of 50% crit rate. I'm guessing if we level up this buff, you're going to get higher crit rate here, maybe close to 50%, or maybe some of her other abilities here will increase her crit chance. Nope, doesn't look like it, but that's okay, because that's where artifacts and highlights might come into play. They can also maybe increase your crit rate throughout. We'll take a look at artifacts and highlights right after we get through these abilities. All right, Reality Warp. This is the ultimate ability. Level 1, range of 5. Special damage to all enemies in the target area. Again, they don't tell you how much special damage, which is super annoying that I have to go into the details page to find that. Just put it all in the same place. It's fine. Deals more damage to the enemy in the center. So if we go to details, again, back to skills, find the ultimate. It says here, deals 415% special damage to all enemies and 20% more, so for 35% damage to the center enemy target. All right, why can't this information just be where I want it to be? I don't know. This game just has to make things hard for me. All right, here we go. Reality Warp, we just finished. Now we've got Chaos Blades. Now again, this one's mana cost 3, range of 6. Special damage, we don't know the percentage. I'll find out for you. If this defeats them, return Chaos Blades back to your hand. So to me, that's telling me your abilities get shot up into the area where you can play them. So if you use this ability to kill an enemy, it will go right back into the playable area, I assume. So we'll maybe test that when we're playing with the character and see if that's an accurate assessment. All right, let's just find out here. All right, so Chaos Blades. So it is pretty good, 480% special damage to an enemy, and if it defeats them, return it to your hand. So if you can just back-to-back, I feel like a lot of characters have fun kits that you want to utilize when you play what ability. So in my mind, you're going to want to buff Scarlet Witch's crit rate, which will then increase her crit damage. Then you want to slap everybody with the ultimate, which will do a whole lot of damage to a group of people. Then you can follow up with her Chaos Blade and just off them one by one with the Chaos Blade that's going to return to your hand on every kill. That's ideally, in my mind, how this character is going to play out. Again, we're going to jump into some real gameplay here in a moment and see exactly if we can make that work to our favor. Now, I was talking about artifacts and highlights because I feel like I just unlocked these on level 25, the artifacts. It looks like they just give you small little boosts in one way or another. The artifact ability here, I have very limited things. I just unlocked these. So I just equipped whatever ones were available. Increase the wearer's attack by 10%. And then this one, all allies take 12% less damage for 10 seconds after the wearer uses their ultimate ability move. So that's all fun and good. There's nothing here I have yet that affects crit rate, but as soon as I find an artifact that does, I will absolutely be slapping that on Scarlet Witch so that she can increase her damage even more with her passive. Now, highlights are a similar thing, but they seem like a more powerful, substantial item. Now, another major difference between highlights and artifacts is that artifacts can be used by anybody. You can see here I have the Hulk currently wearing this sling ring, but I can replace it with Scarlet Witch wearing it at any time here. And they are different hero types and hero classes. But in highlights can only be worn by specific hero classes, and that's the fighter class, striker class, controller, and defender. So these are a little bit more utilized to specific classes, but you'll see here they also give them bonuses based on their hero class. So there's one here specifically you can see for Lady Bullseye, another striker class. The wearer's attack increases by 16%, which is great for all ranged attackers. But after the wearer performs a follow-up attack, which right now I only believe Spider-Man, who isn't a striker, and Lady Bullseye are the only ranged characters that do follow-up attacks. So because Scarlet Witch doesn't have a follow-up attack, I would rather put this on Lady Bullseye to utilize the follow-up mechanic written within. So right now, we also have where it gets 12%, so it's not as good, but overall still pretty good. The wearer attack increases by 16%, where it deals 6% more damage to debuffed enemies. This one's great again for Misty Knight because she has a debuff to place on enemies, so she can utilize that extra. Now, again, you get multiple of the same one, so we can replace this and put it on Scarlet Witch as well. And these also level up. All artifacts and highlights seem to level up within the game. And the only question is, you don't get to actually see what the level up does until you do it, which I don't really love. In Marvel Strike Force, you kind of know where items are like when you're gearing up, you kind of know what it's going to do. Or when you use T4 abilities, you know what the abilities are going to become. Whereas this, it just kind of tells you the next level, not like further down the line. I wish you could kind of see further down the line what the stats and stuff would be. Oh, it does show you the stat gain, but it doesn't show you anything else. So like on this highlight, if you awaken stage, there's nowhere to show you what the awaken stage does. Now, if somebody knows where the awaken abilities are, and I'm just talking baloney, please let me know in the comments below so we can sort that out and I can learn. But like everybody, we just want to learn. All right, now let's get right back into Scarlet Witch. Enough of this highlights and artifacts. It's just gear that you can put on to make your character a little bit better in ways. Again, once I find crit rate increase, that's what artifacts and highlights are going on Scarlet Witch, just so you can maximize her passive, maximize her damage. All right. She says it's a chaotic powerhouse. Let's see how chaotic powerhouse she is. But just beforehand, I am going to go right back into the gallery here, because as we saw in the gallery before, it shows a little bit different things on the skill here. It gives us our quotes, and I just want to see Agatha Harkness quoted here. that would be a great addition to the game. Juggernaut and Magneto. Magneto would be a great addition to the game. Juggernaut's already in the game. So again, I don't know if these little quotes on the skills mean anything, but I am hoping that they're little nuggets of characters to come. Let's hope. Because Magneto is always awesome, and Agatha Harkness, I mean, come on. More spellcasters? Let's get into it. We're in the nightmare realm. It's all about it. It's all about the magic and mystics. All right. We're just going to run into Nightfall here, just because it kind of guarantees a little bit of a longer battle. We can utilize all of our abilities for Scarlet Witch to see how she ticks. All right, so I'm just going to throw in, you know, some range damage dealer and Spidey just buffs and debuffs. That's fine. We're going to focus on Scarlet Witch here and make sure we can utilize all of her moves to see how she plays. So we'll jump right in here, and off the bat, we've got her attack. We're going to... Okay, we got a team move, debrief, whatever. Let's dash with Spider-Man. He just lowers the mana cost, so now our buff is 1 instead of 2. So if you hold on here, it says gains extra crit rate. Again, why doesn't it tell us the percentage of the extra crit rate? I really wished it would just give us the full information of the ability. So we can utilize our strategies and things like, you know, sometimes it's very important to be like, oh, how much damage percentage am I doing to this character? And a great example of why we want to know that is because her attack specifically says, if you defeat an enemy, return the blades to hand. But if we don't know the amount of damage it's actually going to do, it's hard to know if we'll defeat an enemy at all, right? So I really kind of just wish it showed all the information on these abilities at the time. Not just in one specific area of the game. So please fix that. All right, so we're just you know what we're gonna do is, because I have this attack ready to go here, I'm gonna weaken one of these hands to see if the blade's attack will actually jump back into my hand here once we destroy it. All right, it's at 20%. Okay, it's at 15%. This should hopefully destroy the hand. Now, is this hand considered a separate enemy than the eyeball monster itself? I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, so we destroyed it, and it's not here. So maybe it doesn't count. Maybe it doesn't count. That's fine, I guess. Okay, we got T-move. Who cares? All right, we got the eyeball open. Let's see if we can just rock and roll it here. We got Scarlet Witch's ultimate ability. So some of the ultimate like abilities have more animations. Like, let's see here. Well, they're both pretty quick. We'll buff up. You can see again the buffs here showing. Oh, look, do we close the eye? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Now we're gonna smack this hand again. I mean, it looks pretty sweet. The animations are good, I like it. But some of the cutscene animations are more elaborate than others. Like Spider-Man here. He's got a bunch of little Spideys jumping around, which is cool. Let's debuff. What do you think? I don't know. I mean, she's hitting hard. Let's be honest. Scarlet Witch is hitting hard. Some of her animations are maybe a little weak sauce, you know, as a sorcerer goes. I think you want a little bit more spectacle in some of the spell casting. But aside from that, I think she's a powerhouse as far as attacking goes. I just don't know if the animations are all that slick for her specifically. Anyway, this is the breakdown of Scarlet Witch. Let me know if you have any questions, if I missed anything, or if I'm completely off base, and I will learn from my mistakes. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe. Catch you next time. Keep it clean. Have a good day. This should kill him, right? So, in theory, this is going to kill the character, and this ability will come right back to me in play, not get replaced by a random ability. So let's find out. Yes, there it did. You'll see it here in a second. So it did jump back into my abilities, which is nice. I kind of dig that. I like that you can count on that ability always being there if you utilize it correctly. So that's fun. I just wanted to test it because the eyeball creature's hand didn't count as its own enemy, so it didn't replace the attack into my hand like it does normally with any other enemy. All right, thank you so much, and have a good day.